Yeah, I can't remember either. But I don't think so. We're good?
We're all good.
To the Piper, to all who have traveled here from far away, and to the future of curling in Florida. Awesome. Thanks so much.
To the Piper, indeed. That was Brad Green on the bagpipes. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. No, good morning still. We are here at the Orlando Finals, day 3. It's a Herculean task before some of these teams. An underdog story not seen since 1968, and Joe Namath with the Jets. That is what is going to be faced with the Orlando team led by DJ Daniel Johnson in the A finals against the Visnich squad. The heavy favorites coming in. We're going to be bringing you all the action as it goes on with consistent updates on the other 3 finals. I am Brian Bird, and as always, bringing me the action in the commentating booth is Jim Windsor with our special camera guest, JD. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to this broadcast today. It's going to be some exciting action here out on the ice. Already had a conclusion of several matches that started last night. We had a malfunction with the equipment at the ice rink, and the ice itself actually started to melt. So everyone was up early this morning. But we are here now, and we are ready for curling. So sit back and enjoy. I am Brian Bird. Feature match today is on sheet number 3. It is, as I said, the Shoulda Gone with Bottoms team.
Hi, Mom.
Headed by the Visnich brothers out of Pittsburgh. Also with Aaron Sagers from the Triangle Curling Club and TJ Cofield, a fill-in from Charlotte. And they will be going up against Captain Morgan's Revenge. Certainly something that a few of us are feeling this morning. They hail from Orlando and are skipped by Daniel Johnson with Russ Shad, Tom Walczyk, and Ari Warsiger. I'd like to give a shout out to Ari's wife Deirdre. Thank you for tuning in this morning. All of us here in the booth are hoping that the Orlando squad can bring it home, but they're up against it today. The Business Brothers squad out of Pittsburgh is heavy favorites.
Yes!
As we start up, it is on.
Off.
The first throw.
All right, TJ. A little slow.
Yes.
Daniel Johnson probably looking for a guard. sweep this to bite the top 12. Now he's got to be happy with that. Perfect position right in the center. As TJ Cofield steps into the hack, Nick Visnich gone with bottom skip. Looking for a draw in somewhere in the 4-foot behind the guard of Orlando.
Might be there. Not quite that slow. Okay.
Elsewhere on the ice, we have 3 other finals going on at the same time. On sheet 1, it's the D section bracket final, featuring the Tampa Bay Curling Club, skipped by Bernie Skirkowski. Up against the Scurvy Bees out of Charlotte, and their skip, Kristen Conrad. On sheet 2, it's the Cirillo Rum Runners, skipped by Justin Cirillo, who also hailed from Orlando. Going up against some friendly fire, it's 3 sheets to the wind, Jeff Anderson from Orlando. In the B section final, and over on sheet 4, it's the Handlebars Kalin. The Dan Kalin-led squad from Jacksonville. Up against Game of Throws, the Bill Morrison squad out of Orlando.
Gotta go, I think.
In the top 3 finals, there is at least one Orlando team. Certainly everyone here at the club is happy about that.
Nice shot.
And as that shot from Cofield bites the back 8, Visnich is probably happy with that as well. Been an exciting bunch spiel so far over the past 3 days. We've had some incredible shots. We've had some exciting games that came down to the final shot and the final end, or even skip stones in the event of a couple of ties.
Get on it! On it!
Got a lot of young clubs and newcomers doing surprisingly well.
It's all right.
And that shot from Ari Warsiger couldn't have been better. Squarely on the button. That's got to get a round of applause.
Okay. All right, just board, guys.
And those are the type of shots
ATJ,
that
normal? Like normal?
the Orlando squad is going to need in order to take down the business team out of Pittsburgh.
Look at that go. Okay.
I think it's actually most remarkable of all is that the Daniel Johnson-led Captain Morgan's Revenge squad has only been curling for a number of months. They caught the bug after the Winter Olympics in February and started up here with us in March. Just 5 months later, they find themselves playing in the finals of the Bonds Field. It's been quite the Cinderella story.
Off!
Before their win, or after their win in the semifinals yesterday,
No, off.
you could really see the surprise on their face.
It's gonna curl too much. It's coming out.
And another great shot from Warsiger. Business probably looking for the double.
Okay.
Sits
All right, guys,
right
more
now,
weight.
Orlando might even be sitting 2. However, that button stone remains unprotected, and it looks like Aaron Sagers is taking a straight shot at it.
Oh, come in there.
She doesn't get quite the double takeout that they probably wanted, but it ends up being a productive shot because now Pittsburgh sitting shot stone. The Orlando skip, hoping that his vice skip, Russ Shad, can repair the damage. Well-executed takeout there, leaving Orlando sitting 3. Biznich perhaps trying to think strategy for the first time.
You want to freak it? You want to hit it?
It's been quite remarkable watching this Vision squad all weekend.
All right.
They have in many cases clinically taken apart their opponents. Oftentimes not even playing a full 8 ends.
I like it.
Great job. Great job.
All there on its own. That'll work. Good shot.
The shot from Pittsburgh vice.
That'll work.
Alex Biznich.
Yeah.
Might have been just a bit too heavy.
Great weight though.
Straddling the line of the 8-foot and 12-foot.
Yes!
Orlando's still sitting 2.
Off, 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 off. Off. Fall. Off, off.
And that shot not quite what Johnson was looking for.
Take it.
Those of you tuning in for the first time, you'll actually be able to hear some of the strategy going on. We have the Orlando skip, Daniel Johnson, mic'd up. As Alex Biznich threads the needle, I can tell you that
Where's Russ?
the
Oh, he's right here. Right here.
Pittsburgh vice Aaron Sagers, who was actually out of the triangle curling club, is also mic'd up. The skip Nick Biznich opting to forego the miking process today.
Yep. Freezing hot.
So occasionally we're going to try and bring you as much of the strategy talk as we can.
Freeze it. Yeah.
Sounds like Johnson is looking for the freeze right on top of their own stone. Put them in the 4-foot, sitting 2. Oftentimes skips come up with a plan B or even a plan C if the shot misses. So most likely the second freeze will be on top of the Pittsburgh stone. At least supplant them sitting 2. That is a well-controlled shot from Johnson. He's going to be happy with that.
Okay.
Biznich looks things over, gives direction to Sagers. Visnich is going to like
Good,
that
you're
takeout.
Sweet, man.
It rolled a bit, but it looks like he is sitting shot stone.
Taking it out. Yep.
Orlando on stone to try and complicate things. As we're near the end of our first end.
Nope. Sweet man! Get on that! Get on it! Why?
Well, he got the takeout that he wanted, but his own stone rolled out, leaving the house wide open for Visnich. A simple draw somewhere into the full 8 foot would give him the advantage. Looks like they may be looking for a double takeout, try and score 2 points instead of just 1.
Use that as backing. All right.
I haven't been able to get on it. There's so much noise.
Hey guys, tap this back.
Miscommunication as to whether to sweep or not on that last shot.
Ready? They do. They do. No, they do. They do. They have the hammer.
Line's good. Yeah, guys, hard.
Oh, that's a great shot. Curl, curl, curl.
Hard.
Curl. Curl. Come on, curl.
You're on it.
Visnich is not going
One
to be
yellow.
happy with
One
that
yellow.
shot at all.
All right.
Put up one yellow.
It ends up being a steal for Orlando and an early lead.
Yeah.
And that's
All right.
exactly the kind of play that they need to
All good.
finish this upset. Sager's encouraging her squad. But it has to be Johnson and the Orlando club that is really encouraged. While we have a pause in the action, I'd like to announce that today's broadcast is sponsored by the Bluebird Bunk Bed Bedding Corporation. Do you have bunk beds? Well, they have the bedding for you.
Is a hot dog a sandwich or not? Important topics being discussed.
And of course, we also have that classic debate about whether a hot dog is a sandwich or not. Feel free to hit up the social media of the Orlando Curling Club to weigh in.
Not a sandwich unless you add fixing.
We are on Twitter and Facebook.
Yes! Yes!
Just search for the Orlando
Off,
Curling
off,
Club.
off, off! Sit. Sit.
Malzik might have overcooked that shot from the guard that they wanted, but it ends up being perfect T-weight in the full 8-foot section.
All right, full 8.
Visnich perhaps looking to match.
Hey! Yo!
Woo, gotta go. Gotta go. A little too much. Jeez, Alexander. We shouldn't have done it.
Miscommunication amongst the Pittsburgh squad as to how much sweeping was necessary. Cofield overcooked that one a bit, and Sagers and Visnich ended up sweeping it out. So it'll be up to Tom Walczak to, it looks like split the house is the call from
Gotta get it out, Tom. Gotta get it.
All right, TJ.
Going
our
through.
best. What do you think? Yeah?
Sure, we've got paint.
I kind of want to.
Sager says go, so they do. Pulling off a bit.
And I'm wrong.
They're going to have to get the judgment of their weights down.
Set up a little.
It's early on, they've had several shots go through. Curling is a game of adjustments. First one's to be able to read the ice and adjust to what it's doing.
It's fine.
Typically, it's a heavy favorite to win.
It's fine. It's fine.
Wait.
I don't.
I don't either.
I think you and I are the only ones that don't.
either.
You and I are the only two that don't. How'd you get away with that being mic'd up?
We had a long conversation last night. We don't want to be mic'd up.
I don't want to be mic'd up. I'm gonna cuss way too much on this damn thing.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are live here, broadcasting to the internet. We apologize to all of our younger listeners if a few things slip out here and there.
Stop. I'm changing our name. Our team name is now Team Shankopotamus. Good shot.
Sager's stealing a word I came up with a couple of years ago, Shankopotamus. We have to give her a talking to about that later on, but I'm glad it's in use.
All right, guys, we're making Dad mad.
Made the circulation.
Gotta get it out. Why are we throwing it so freaking heavy? Lighter.
Pittsburgh squad seems to be a bit on
Little lighter.
Wait.
Orlando in this second end having
And in the game of flash,
some difficulties as well.
he doesn't trust me to draw it.
Rosinger.
What do you want, more?
Wow.
Let's just go north.
Okay.
You guys are going for a kill over there. But that works out.
Sager's looking for the takeout, and she gets it.
Hey! Woo!
So Pittsburgh finally with a stone in play, sitting one, down one here in the second end.
Thank you.
And it looks like the Orlando skip is content just to play a game of takeouts. You hope at some point
That brings my
Pittsburgh
Never!
another well-executed takeout.
I like that. Yeah. Just take it. It's fine. Board weight.
As Alex Business steps in for his first throw of the game. does exactly what he's meant to do. So the team's trading takeouts now that strategy has changed. Looks like Johnson is going with a different tactic, trying to draw it back into the center of the house.
Yes! Off! Off! Sit.
We did it!
Sit. Sit.
Draw, wait! Well.
This will it bite? It
Oh,
will
still
not.
flashing.
Russ
The
Shad
hunt
with just a
for
bit
draw,
too
wait.
much on it.
All right, your turn. Draw, wait.
So it looks like Visnich is calling for a splitting of the house. To really force Johnson into a difficult situation.
Gotta go. I still think so.
Choosing which stone to take out.
I don't.
Something to sit in the middle. Oh, you can really see on that behind shot how much curl it has. And Pittsburgh putting the pressure on here towards the end of the second end.
Right here.
Johnson hoping
It'll
he
come
can,
like back in here.
okay. Hoping he can control the weight and draw it in behind. Use Pittsburgh's stones as guards.
Leave it.
That's way too heavy.
Leave it. All right, move it.
Johnson thinking he
Got
has
it.
too much on it, but I think otherwise. I think it might be just a little undercooked. He's going to make life difficult for himself because that's going to cut off the alley for him to be able to draw on
No, it's awful.
his final shot.
Yes, you're giving him two now. It's an awful shot. It's an awful shot.
Just tapping.
So Visnich calling for the tap back, looking for a promotion. Question is, can he get the job done?
Mine's okay. Take a look, guys. Take a look. Take a look.
It's a good shot.
Here we are. That's fine.
Just gotta freeze it.
That's fine. It's fine. It's a good shot.
Three.
I think Visnich likes that. Sitting free with the hammer, Orlando with only one stone to play, and they're going to get off.
What are we doing?
Really tricky draw.
Can't smash it up. If I hit this and it sells, then I'll be okay.
It looks like so much. Yeah. Look lower, lower. No, it's moving. It's not. I like that shot. Good shot.
made his decision. That's setting him up with a draw. The question is, can he get the weight right? Well, it looks like a bit too much out of the hand.
Sweep it! Yes!
No!
Yes!
Why?
Ends up not being quite what they wanted, but not the worst shot in the world. It bumps out one of Pittsburgh's stones and takes over as the second shot. So right now, Pittsburgh only sitting one. Johnson able to limit the damage to a certain extent.
We're one for sure. It's really close for two.
Yeah, it was. That was curl.
Ooh, it's close.
Yeah, but down here.
Yeah. It's pretty close. Oh, that's close. I think it might be them. I think it might be yellow. Okay.
They might have to.
Like that? Like fourth?
So it looks like business is going for the takeout. From our perspective, you can see there, it looks definitely like yellow is the closer shot. So Pittsburgh sitting one. They can bump that stone out. They might be able to get 2 or 3 and take the lead.
Okay, a little tight.
And instead, he's actually going to hit 2 of
One
his
green.
stones
One green.
out. And is going to have to settle for a single point. Tying up the score and giving the hammer back to Orlando. Johnson has to be happy about that, averting some real dangerous territory.
Oh boy.
And as we switch over into the third and on to another of our sponsors. The number 44.
I don't know. Maybe.
All of our coverage today of the third end is sponsored by the number 44.
Yeah, maybe that would have been better.
And a scoreboard update on the other matches all around. On sheet number 1, the Tampa Bay Curling Club, after 2 ends, has a 3-0 lead over the Scurvy Bees. Kristen Conrad's team from Charlotte. Over on sheet 2, the B bracket final has the Cirillo Rum Runners, captained by Justin Cirillo of Orlando, over 3 sheets to the wind. And the Jeff Anderson Orlando squad. And the C bracket final, it is Handlebars Kalen, who we featured in the match that was cut short yesterday and concluded this morning. Headed by Dan Kalen over the Game of Throws, Bill Morrison squad.
Ice karaoke.
Man, yeah. Somebody make a request on the internet.
It's got to be Journey, right?
Never, never sit. Sit. He's got to go lighter.
All right, a bit less. Well, actually, same weight, right? Same weight. We won't crush it. I won't crush it. Less?
would like to mention that depending on how long our match goes, we might be able to give you some bonus coverage of the other sheets. We've been looking at social media. It seems as though people are hoping to see some of those games. As I just did, we will be continually updating scores of the other matches.
Yes! Yes! Right off.
Johnson getting the takeout there, leaving Biznich with 1. Sitting in the 8-foot.
All right.
Probably going to be looking to protect it with a low guard of some kind.
That's heavy.
No!
Oh, maybe not.
And some good sweeping on the Sager shot. That stone coming up just short of biting the top 8.
That's wild to watch that stone go like that.
Sager's commenting on just how far it curls. It's amazing sometimes with the right ice and the right shot, you can get the stone traveling side to side from one sideline to the other. Johnson calling for Ari Warsiger to draw in. Perhaps try and bump out the shot stone of Biznich. Instead, he's going to get the top guard. And both will be swept out of play.
It's out.
Can ask for the same thing. I can't be consistent.
That's how the play is going to be. Replace that guard. Sager's hoping for some consistency.
Just like last guy, gotta go. That's left.
Another consistent shot from Sagers halfway into the 12-foot. Still, the draw is open for Johnson.
It was less. I mean, it had less weight than a lot.
Warsiger comes with his second shot.
I mean, not a bad plan B. Woo!
Come on. Curl. 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 Curl.
And it ends up being a good takeout for the Orlando squad.
Your turn.
Replacing the shot stone. Johnson calling it to curl, and usually these stones are pretty hard-headed, but this time it listened. As Alex Biznich steps in for his first shot, I'd like to mention to our viewers that we will have a special guest interview starting at the changeover of our next end.
All right, good shot. Mogul. He's
As
all.
the takeout there leaves Pittsburgh sitting two.
It actually helped.
Great shot.
That helped. Yeah.
Ended up hitting it right on the nose with no roll.
You did that on purpose.
In the background there, you might be hearing the shouts of Bernie Skurkowski, the Tampa Bay Curling Club. Skip.
Oh.
Oh, and Johnson gets the takeout he wants. Now, can Visnich sweep it out? He cannot. Johnson is going to be sitting shot stone.
All right.
Just on the edge of the 8 foot.
Good fix it.
So your back foot looks like a
But Visnich going for the takeout once again.
Shot.
And as we saw in the previous end, this can often turn into a game of first one to miss loses.
Hold it again. Never, never sit, sit, sit. Bad. So when you're lining up on the hack, if I'm out here,
you're still pointing your foot
What are
straight.
you looking behind that?
Well, you're not getting it under.
Yeah. All right, guys. Draw behind.
Well, you can see Johnson and
Tap's okay
Worsiger
too.
talking over some technique. It's always important to completely line up your body in line with the shot that you want. Starting with the toes and working your way all the way up through the hips to the shoulders.
Line's fine. Oh, take a look. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. You're good. You're good.
Sagers is going to be happy with that. A well-buried draw from Visnich. And they're sitting 2. 2 stones to play from Orlando. Russ Shad getting directions from the skip Johnson. Looks like he's going to have to either take out the back Pittsburgh stone or freeze on top of it. There certainly is enough room there. The question is, can they get it to curl enough to pull it around that guard? Shot from Johnson looks like it might have a bit too much weight on it.
get on it. Come on.
Calling for the sweepers. Shad is calling them off. Johnson wants it to go. And it sits right on top of the shot stone from Pittsburgh.
You weren't. At first you weren't trying.
Just an inch or 2 off the edge of the 4-foot ring. Certainly enough room for Visnich to get around and do a takeout. But a tactfully done shot from Johnson. He has to be happy with his team's performance so far. Oh, and that's going to be a miss from Visnich. Which means that it is going to be Orlando who scores. The question is, will it be 1 or will it be 2? Johnson is going to take dead aim at the button here and try and draw it in and take a 3-1 lead as we head into the 4th. Visnich has to be unhappy with that miss. These are the kinds of opportunities that you need to take advantage of when you're a big underdog. In an important final here. Johnson coming out, looking to control his weight. Shad calling for the sweep, but it looks like he might have underdone it.
All right.
So it'll just be 1 point for Orlando, but they will regain the lead at the conclusion of the 3rd end. It'll be 2-1 as we switch sides. And with that, I would like to bring into our commentators box a very special guest
1-0.
from the Orlando Curling Club. It's Mr. Eric Mader. How are you, Eric?
Fuck.
I'm wonderful, Brian. Thanks for having me.
So what do you think of the action so far this morning?
I mean, it's really heating up the ice, which after last night might not be a good thing. But
It certainly proved to be problematic. It's quite the kerfuffle. Was it the pump that broke?
I believe you just took the words right out of my mouth.
What a dumb move. I forgot we had
So what do you think of the play so far? The
I'm an
Orlando
idiot.
squad, they're hanging in there with the
No.
heavy favorites.
I mean, they're doing their all to bring the Cinderella story to a positive conclusion.
And that's what we all like to see. Now, were you competing in this tournament as well?
I was. We hit some bad breaks and ended up falling out early, but we had fun.
That is the most important thing, or at least that's what my mother tells me. Now, as a board member for the Orlando Curling Club, were you involved in the logistics of putting this whole thing together?
Yes, it was a real team effort across the whole board. Special shout outs to both Jeff and Ruth Anderson. Jeff being our draw master, and Ruth putting together most of the food, scavenger hunt, raffle baskets, registration. She just went above and beyond.
Oh, absolutely. Andersons are rock stars around here. And it seems like it's come together pretty well.
Yeah, everybody's been really happy, and apart from the little hiccup last night with the ice, everybody's been super happy with the ice. Shout out to Dan Ostermeyer as our ice guy, running the Ice King for us, and just been a great help.
Yeah, things have really gone relatively smoothly. We had some karaoke Saturday night and Friday night. Was that what I saw there was?
Friday night we did karaoke. We were tearing it up until almost midnight. The staff loved it. Curlers loved it. Beer was flowing. Songs were sung. It's a good time.
That's kind of how a bonspiel goes, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, everybody was sore the next day. Could have been the curling, could have been the booze, but who's to say?
Yeah, who is to say? Now, what's been interesting is we've had a lot of surprising showings from some relatively new clubs. Jacksonville, Orlando. Orlando has a team in every final except the D event final. And Jacksonville has really come out of the woodwork. They're only 3-4 months old.
Yeah, the Olympics this year were a big boon to all the clubs around the country, but especially down in Florida, we're really building. As of 3 years ago, Orlando was the only club in the state, and now we have 4 clubs, 3 of which are represented here in the finals, Jacksonville, Tampa, and Orlando. And it's just been a great success, and to see so many brand new, less than a year old curlers well, yes, less than a year experienced curlers, I should say.
They are all grown adults, yes.
It's just really been a success story, and I hope it just grows their passion for the sport.
Yeah, it's amazing to think as we watch Cofield's second shot heading down the ice with Orlando sitting one in the 8-foot. It's amazing to think that Florida, of all places, curling has really exploded. You would think that the climate down here and ice wouldn't really mix.
Yeah, but ice sports seem to be big actually in the warmer climates as far as the inside ice sports. We have so much. We're always competing for ice times with a lot of figure skating and a lot of hockey around the Orlando area. So it's just people like to live in warm climates but play cold sports.
Very true, very true. And the second shot from Cofield came up way short. Orlando still sitting one.
Never!
And
Never!
if Warsiger can throw a guard here, they might be well protected going forward, although that might be a little offline. Is he going to hit his own stone? No, looks like it's going to curl in nicely. Halfway into the 8-foot, Orlando sitting 2 as Aaron Sagers steps into the hack. So, Eric, how long have you been curling?
I was one of the founding members of the Orlando Curling Club. We started in 2014. Really got on the ice at the beginning of 2015, so 3 years now.
3 years now. Now, is curling a sport that takes a long time to get to a point where you could start competing in tournaments like these, or is it easier to get from a completely beginner level to a sort of novice competent level?
Well, within the first hour on the ice, you're in a game, so it can be quick to pick up, and it's just really good to get out there. As we can see, all these first-year curlers in event finals who've beaten some really experienced teams to get here.
Same shot.
Some of it is just really any age can participate. We have teenagers through 70-year-olds who are out on the ice. It's just great for everybody. It's one of those things, you know, it's quick to pick up, but it takes a lifetime to master, and there's just something for everybody.
How's the weight?
As Ari Warsiger's
Seems a little heavy. Never,
second shot comes
never.
down, looks like it's heavy. Johnson calling off his sweepers. If that stops, that might work out well. I think Visnich can sweep that through. So it'll still be just sitting 1 for Orlando. Question is Pittsburgh going to continue to try and take out that stone or just sit on top of it? So what's the kind of strategy that the Pittsburgh club might be looking for here going forward?
Well, I could understand them calling for a freeze, but they'll probably go for the takeout and try to sit 2. They'll probably actually try to hit it on the outside corner and kind of roll behind that front stone so it's well guarded but still shot.
So rolling is where after the stone hits, it sort of continues to spin off to one side and you can sweep it further and try and, say, bury it behind a guard stone?
Exactly, Brian.
Brilliant. And it wasn't quite what Pittsburgh ended up doing. They did get the knockout, so they sit 1, but Johnson telling Russ Shad he's got an open house. Plenty of room to draw it in right behind. It looks like it is going to go just wide of the Pittsburgh stone. Just barely biting the top of the 12-foot, so Pittsburgh will remain sitting 1. So, Eric, do you compete in a lot of bonspiels?
D-line.
I like to travel to 2 or 3 a year. I like to go up to Charlotte, North Carolina. They have a really amazing club there. Great dedicated ice facility. Atlanta has a couple clubs that are both a lot of fun.
That's sweet, get early.
The Atlanta Curling Club, which is another arena club. which they've done something ingenious, which instead of painting houses into the ice, they've actually installed LED lights, rope light around to serve as the borders of the rings, so they can turn them on and off. It's really neat to see.
That must look amazing. Can they turn the lights out and actually curl in the dark?
Yes, it's almost like a disco curling. It's great. Black lights everywhere.
Oh, that's got to be a fun time. And Pittsburgh liking the situation as things progress here in the fourth end. Johnson calling for the takeout of his back stone. That was just thrown by Alex Visnich. Orlando trying to hold on to this lead, but they're not going to do it with shots like that. Now, is it often hard to judge? Because as I understand it, the aiming point of where you throw the stone versus where it actually ends up are quite different, and can it vary a lot?
Yeah, it's a lot of people are more familiar with golf in that trying to read a putting green with all the hills and slopes and a lot of factors there. It can be even harder on ice because you can't necessarily see it as well, the slopes and the curves, and there can be a lot of little ridges that the stone can ride on and wobble. So there's a lot of factors that go into calling a shot, both the angle and the speed, and so there's a lot of different little things to it.
It's a game that really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's why they refer to it as chess on ice.
Chess on ice, I like that. Now, we had how many teams here at this Bumps Field?
There were 22, which is up from last year when we had 19 teams. So we're looking to next year max out at 24 teams.
Well, that would be excellent. And are they mostly from the southeast of the country or more spread out than that?
We do mostly get curlers from the southeast, but we accept people from everywhere. We have some curlers down from the Toronto area, as well as we have the guys in the A finals from Pittsburgh, right? But last year we had curlers from San Francisco, so they just come from all over, and it's great.
That sounds awesome. And as Daniel Johnson steps in for his first shot, Shad is calling for the double takeout. Is that a difficult shot to hit, trying to take out two stones with only one throw?
The stones in question are sitting.
Yes!
Physics and angle.
Shad really wants it to go. And it looks they missed by fractions of an inch. And that's really too bad.
Gotta let it curl.
Down to one stone. And Pittsburgh has the hammer. Now, the hammer being the last stone throw, that's got to be a big advantage.
It is, because you get to see everything that's already on the board, and nothing's going to come behind you. So whatever you do is going to sit there and be the last thing in play. So it can be a huge advantage.
And so how you leave the board is going to be the final spot, the resting place.
Exactly.
It looks like Sagers is either calling for the guard or maybe a stack on top of their stone. They're sitting three, looking for more, down by one.
Where are we at? Oh, take a look, take a look, take a look.
Might have been a bit more than he wanted. You can hear
I'm going to do the exact same shot freezing.
Johnson.
I have to.
So you need to be you need to aim over more because it's curling.
I didn't curl there.
I'm going to put you right here. Sound good? Yeah, that should get you right where you need to be.
You can hear Johnson unhappy with the situation. It looks like they're trying to either play the same shot.
Yeah, if you got it in a house and you didn't even take a shot, and make me a 5. he's a good enough shot where he can take. Oh, he definitely can.
Looks like they're trying to cruise on top of that, or at least take out a couple of those stones. And a triple takeout, that's got to be a rare shot.
That would be something you would see in a national competition. More likely than not. But sometimes anything can happen with these stones. You just throw it down there, almost breaking it apart like you start a game of pool.
That's a good analogy. As Johnson sets up, he's not going to like the situation Visnich has put him in. Hopefully he can correct it here.
No. Yes! Yes!
He's calling for the sweep.
Yes! Off. Damn it! It's all right. Damn it! Should have it off the entire time.
But it wasn't quite the line he was looking for, and Visnich now has the opportunity with the hammer to take 2 or maybe even 3 points.
Whatever you like. Oh yeah, you have to right now. You gotta go for this. Okay.
You know, with the Olympics being this year, the sport must have really exploded. Has the Orlando club grown?
Yeah, we had about 35 paying members before going into the Olympic season, and we're sitting just below 70 right now. So we definitely had a big boom on our side.
That's nearly a double in size.
It is. And it took a lot of work from everybody across the club, putting in a lot of hours. We were doing weekly Learn to Curl events for about 3 months every Saturday.
Visnich coming in looking for the takeout. And he's going to get it. So there's going to be 3 points for the Pittsburgh squad, and they are going to jump into the lead at the end of the 4th. It's 4-2 over Orlando in the A final. And Eric, I would like to thank you very much for joining us and telling us a little bit more about both the club and the sport.
Thank you very much for having me, Brian.
Scoreboard update around the ice. Over on sheet number 1, it's the Tampa Bay Curling Club with a 6-0 lead over the Scurvy Bees. Kristen Conrad giving me the shake of the head. She doesn't like it. Over on sheet 2, it is... In fact, it is over between the Scurvy Bees and the Tampa Bay Curling Club. They have gone to handshakes. It will be the Tampa Bay victory. And on sheet 2, it's the Cirillo Rum Runners, trailing 3 sheets to the win by a score of 6-1 in the 4th end. And over in the Event C final on sheet number 4, it is the Game of Throws club out of Orlando led by Bill Morrison. On top of Handlebars Kalen, led by Dan Kalen out of Jacksonville. And here in our featured match, the opening shot from Walczyk comes up to just nudge against previous shot of TJ Cofield. Cofield actually out of Charlotte. The Visnich team had one of their 4th members either drop out or missing from injury, not sure which. they actually played one of their matches down a man. It didn't hurt them much. They were able to recruit Cofield to lead them off, although realistically speaking, I think they would have had their pick of the litter. Tom Walczyk taking aim. They might be going for the takeout here. They can bump on the angle of their own stone. They could really pop out the Pittsburgh shot, but the angle not quite there. Visnich able to sweep it out. And taking a look at the clock, we have 44 minutes left. Games are only supposed to last 8 ends, but it's oftentimes the case that they don't get that far because there is also a timer on it. As long as there is still time on that clock, it hasn't hit 0, you are allowed to start the next end. Sager's first shot, ending as a high guard. And Johnson calling for the draw in behind.
Gotta go soft.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What? Why are you trying to throw? No!
That stone looks like it's actually biting
Man,
the back
you tried
12, so it will remain
Right, so
in
you want the
play.
same- You want the same weight? Okay.
Just barely. As Sagers delivers her second shot.
Come on, guys, go!
And Visnich does not seem happy with it. Perhaps some miscommunication about the sweep or the line. They end up hitting their own guard. Oh, it looks like it actually caused more problems than for Johnson than they originally realized. Sager's not happy with it though.
You gotta sweep them. You gotta be on them. You gotta be. We're walking.
Warsiger lining it up. Came out.
Yes! That just died. Let's get it over. That just died. And that just screams.
There are patches on the ice where frost can build up, and if a stone happens to find one of them, it can really stop the momentum, and that looks to be the case there. The shot from Warsiger looked like it had the right weight, but just came to a halt as a high guard. That's going to be even more in the way for Johnson's club. And it will simply replace the second guard. No real harm or foul. Johnson still calling for the draw. But every time they come up short, they keep having to go wider and wider and curl it further and further around. Sounds Seems like Sagers and Visnich having some communication problems with their skate.
No!
Good sweep from Walczyk and Warsiger. They end up hitting their own guard, but are able to get it into the 12-foot. Looks like Visnich is going to try and take it out.
If we were throwing it light fast, we were throwing it kind of heavy.
What are you throwing?
It's killing
It also opens up the draw line that Johnson was trying to feed it through. This shot rolls out. Might be a boon for the Orlando club, and with that miss from Alex Visnich, Orlando may be given new life here in the 5th end. There is an alleyway between the top 12-foot stone of Orlando and the stacked guards of Pittsburgh. Looks like Johnson is going for either the draw or the gentle promote. Perhaps the same shot he wanted on the previous from Shad.
Hold on. Threw it way too hard. Nope.
It's not going to be what Johnson was looking for.
Very careful with some work. Other side. Okay.
Oh.
Here. All right, guys, same thing. Here.
Seems like Sagers is playing the bump and roll. Taking his shot, Sagers checking the line. And that has to count as another miss from the Pittsburgh squad. Bit uncharacteristic. They have made several mistakes here and given the Orlando club some openings. The question is, can they take advantage of it?
Oh, you're fine.
You can see the two Orlando stones clearly in the 12-foot and just biting the 8-foot, but sitting both second and third to Pittsburgh shot stone. Several guards in front of it. Shad calling for the same draw they've been trying to work through. A little unsteady coming out of the hack.
Too light.
Behind the line, and he doesn't like his weight.
Yes! Yes!
However, that might end up being a spectacular shot.
Oh.
Look at this drawing into the button. What a shot from Johnson. Orlando sitting one with a shot left only for Visnich. Could that be what Orlando needed?
Don't let me forget we have hammer. On our, when we got the last one, we have hammer.
Only one play for Visnich here. He's got to go after that stone on the button.
Little in.
was narrow, slightly offline.
Yeah. Yes! Line! We're promoting, you're hitting.
And instead, Sagers hits his own guard. It's going to be points for Orlando. Pittsburgh team not happy with themselves. And Johnson trying to hopefully line up the shot to get a second point here and draw even after 5 ends. A couple of mistakes here. It's really giving Orlando a window. Of course, it's going to take advantage of it. Johnson lines things up. Shad calling for the draw. Be just a little light. Calling for the sweep. If the line is right, this could be good. If the line is right, they should have kept sweeping. They should have kept sweeping the whole way. A missed opportunity there from Orlando, but they do get the 1 point and draw closer. After 5 ends, it is 4-3. Pittsburgh will take the hammer. Scoreboard update over on sheet number 2. 3 sheets to the wind. Still holding a lead over the Cirillo Rum Runners. The Runners did score 2 in the 4th end. It is now 6-3. With a very full house. Down to Skip Stone. Cirillo with his first shot. But Anderson holding the hammer and sitting shot Stone. Series of bumps for Cirillo's shot, not quite what he was looking for, but it might open up opportunities for his follow-up. Over on sheet number 4 is Game of Throws. The Bill Morrison-led Orlando squad with a 6-1 lead over Handlebars Kalen from Jacksonville. And they are also sitting 3 in the house with just 2 more shots from Kalen, Skip, and Kalen to go in the 5th end. But we are in the 6th end here in our featured match, the A final. And that is 2 shots in a row from TJ Cofield that have come up short. His first being in the previous end. So Tom Walczyk with an open house. And a good sweep from Orlando there, sitting shot Stone with Walczyk's shot in the 12-foot. Visnich calling for the takeout. Cofield can't get it done, giving Orlando an opportunity to set up a guard, maybe even draw in behind it. As Ari Warsiger steps into the hack. Warsiger's shot ends up hitting the shot of Tom Walczyk. Sitting on the edge of the 12 with Walczyk's shot sitting in the 8-foot, but setting up for the takeout from Sagers. Perhaps looking for the double, but they're just going to get the one. And the roll makes Sagers' shot slide just wide out of bounds.
Same shot.
Johnson calling for the same. What looks like a reverse ice draw. Asking for it to sit. Visnich putting some muscle into it, but he's not going to be able to get it out. Warsiger's shot halfway into the 8-foot.
What do you like takeout? What do you guys like?
Sager asking.
Yeah.
Visnich actually asking for suggestions.
Heavy is mine?
Good shot.
Okay. A little wide.
Sager says she's
You're on it for the takeout right now. Go!
She's calling for the sweep. Her teammates not obliging. Going to get it done.
I kind of thought I would do that.
But Orlando still sitting shot as Sager's stone finishes
I know how I missed.
just barely.
I said I kind of thought I would do that. I know how I missed. I normally...
Biting the top 12. Or the back 12, rather. Chad thinks he's heavy with this shot. His skip agrees. And that'll be Alex Visnich stepping in for his.
I like it.
His brother Nick looking for the takeout.
Okay.
So they can lie too.
Don't like that?
A series of hand signals from Visnich.
Normal up so your shooter stays.
Giving his brother instructions on how much weight and what kind of shot he's looking for. And it's not going to get there. In fact, he is going to actually take out himself. Another opportunity here for Orlando if they can capitalize. And a big mistake from Alex Visnich. So it's going to be Russ Shad looking to pile on the positional points here for the Captain Morgan's revenge. He ends up coming out heavy. The shot sails harmlessly through. However, you got to think it's a missed opportunity.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And against a team of quality like the should have gone with Bottoms, you really can't afford to miss too many opportunities like that.
More than the last.
And a second takeout attempt from Visnich is successful, so it opens the board. Completely empty house for the Skip Stones. And it's going to be Johnson first to throw. Still playing that reverse ice draw.
Okay, so we have a clock now? So we have a clock now?
Johnson stepping in. Realizes he forgot to take his slider off. Curling has special shoes that have it's plastic Teflon on the bottom. That makes it very easy to slide around, but obviously very slippery.
I don't think so.
So there is a rubber gripper.
We'll see.
Yes, 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 yes!
Players
Yes!
wear when they're walking around.
Yes! Got it!
Shot coming in from Johnson isn't going to be enough.
Nice effort.
Oh, it's going to come up half a foot short of the 12.
Those are so upsetting.
Sager says, yeah, those are upsetting shots. But the house still open for Visnich here. Visnich with his first shot. Looks like he's trying to draw it in.
Take a look.
Sager's calling off for sweepers.
Wait only. Take a look. Yep. We're okay.
Use your big girl voice.
Sorry. My big girl voice. Make sure.
Now asking for more. And they get just enough to put it square in the 12-foot. So Pittsburgh sitting alone, Orlando down to his last shot of the sixth end.
They forgot to start the timer.
Still trailing by one. And as we get down,
Okay, but it's correct.
closer and closer, taking a look at the clock. There are only 24 minutes left. Time enough perhaps for two ends. Follow this. you've got to hope for, or you have to think that the Orlando squad is going to want to maximize the amount of time on the ice that they get. So Johnson coming in with his last shot of the sixth. It looks heavy and it looks slightly offline, but it might hit their own stone and promote. If they can sweep that in, they absolutely can. Johnson with a terrific shot, promoting his own onto the button. They sit one. The play is clear for Visnich. He has to take it out. The question is purely one of execution. The Pittsburgh squad has missed a few shots in the last couple of ends. Could we get a steal here for Orlando?
Not necessarily.
And they will not. It's a miss from Visnich. It's going to be a steal, and we are all tied up here after 6 in the A bracket finals. Captain Morgan's Revenge Club out of Orlando tied with the Shoulda Gone with Bottoms club from Pittsburgh. For those wondering, a scoreboard update, it's turning into a runaway on sheet D. The Bill Morrison squad game of throws is up 10-1 on the Handlebar Kalen's squad out of Jacksonville. And 3 sheets to the wind on the second sheet with a 5-point lead over the Cirillo Rum Runners as they get to their last of the 6th. Over on sheet D, unless they just want to play it all the way through. It's going to be handshakes relatively soon.
Yes!
With the Bill Morrison game of throws squad.
Come on, get it here.
Taking home the C bracket title. And in our featured match, it's
Go behind.
the Orlando Johnson squad putting one in on the 12-foot to sit one. Tom Walczyk with another excellent shot. He's had several here this match.
Yep.
In fact, he's had several throughout the tournament.
Come on.
That's good.
Wait. You got it.
Wait only. Yeah.
Of course, a little too much.
It's a bit too heavy for Cofield, so
A little too much. We killed it a little too much.
Johnson looking at an opportunity to guard. Or perhaps draw in behind for protection, but no, he's going for the opposite ice draw. Looking to perhaps split the house and force Visnich into some decision making.
Why are you getting so far behind? Yes! Yes! Let go.
It ends up being a pretty good guard for the Orlando squad. Again, Tom Walczyk with another excellent shot. For those of you viewing at home and on social media, we thank you for tuning in. We've had some questions for a rundown of the sheet number 1 score. It was the Tampa Bay Curling Club with who took the Scurvy Bees out of Charlotte. Out to the woodshed, to be honest. It was 7-0 at the end of 4 ends. And the Kristen Conrad squad conceded and sent everyone home. Or at least a broomstack, as my colleague Jim Windsor points out. It was Bernie Skurkowski's squad coming through in the Event D final.
Yes!
Ari Warsiger shaking his head. He doesn't like the shot. It may not be quite as bad as he might think. Instead, choosing to hog it and move on to the next stone.
We gotta go. Fine, guys. Watch it. Watch.
Business calling for the hard sweep, and he's going to get it. Gentle tap off of the Orlando stone, and they're going to be sitting one. However, the takeout is there. And you can see on our broadcast, Christina Rose with some interesting calisthenics. That's the matchup for the Event B final.
We probably just need to have room here on that ball.
Let it curl, let it curl, let it curl. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. Off.
Orlando looking for the takeout, and they are going to get it. Another well-executed shot. They're sitting 2.
Yeah, might as well. You think? You think? Whatever you like. Yeah, guys, yeah.
Business calling for the sweep. Sager saying it needs to go. It looks a bit light. Will make it over, but not what the Pittsburgh squad was looking for.
It's not a good shot, sorry.
It's going to end up as a slight guard for the 2 shots of Orlando.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure how much more to add, so I
Looks like there's room, but you got to think that Johnson is going to look to start plugging up that outside line.
I just wasn't sure.
Protect those stones.
I just wasn't sure.
Well, perhaps he's going aggressive, telling his vice, Russ Shad, that he wants it in the back of the house.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Johnson calling for it to go.
All right, let it go.
It gets a rub off of the Pittsburgh stone. Might actually end up being a pretty good guard for the stone sitting number 2 at the top of the house. And I can officially tell you it is over on sheet 2. The Event B final goes to the Jeff Anderson-led squad, 3 sheets to the win out of Orlando. So Pittsburgh getting one takeout. They still have another stone and a couple of guards to maneuver around. Anderson has to be happy with the way his team played. Vice Brian Geller, second KT Pridemore, lead Cameron Michael. The score ended up being 9-3 at the end of 6 over these Cirillo Rum Runners, led by Justin Cirillo. Daniel Johnson not happy with the shot from Russ Shad. Calling for it to sit. It's not going to, though. It's going to thread through the needle and out of play.
Yep, it's all right. It's all good. It's all good.
No.
Action continuing on sheet D, where the Morrison squad Game of Throws now has an 11-1 lead after 6 ends. And there's even an exhibition match over on sheet E. Looks like an amalgamation of a couple of teams playing just for the fun of it. Visnich calling for the hard sweep, and he is going to get it. An excellent shot from his brother, just a couple inches short of the 4-foot ring. Pittsburgh now sitting 1 with the hammer. Johnson needing the takeout. Nothing could distract Johnson.
Got you 4 out. Yes! Yes! Yes!
Heavy sweep. Can they get it through? All 3 of them on it. It's not quite going to get there. He had the line right, but not the weight. And unfortunately, that is going to cause problems getting out the stone from Pittsburgh. They're going to have to use a double takeout with the right angle and use their own stone to bump out the Pittsburgh shot.
This way?
Nick Visnich, it looks like, is going for a spin of the house. Going with a reverse curl, but now they've changed to the more traditional draw. Perhaps trying to put something behind their shot stone.
Inside, tight, get line, line.
Sayers calling for the sweep. It's curling in, and it looks like it's. Oh, it looks like it might be pretty good.
Okay, stick. All right.
Visnich with another good shot, really putting the pressure on Orlando. He sits 2 with only 1 shot remaining for Johnson. You got to think he's looking for the takeout. It's a tough shot to execute. You have to hit it at exactly the right angle. pump it. Your stone doesn't roll out, but simply replaces to take the point. Pittsburgh sitting in a good position, line 2 with the hammer. Coming down with plenty of pace.
Around that curl, around that curl, around that curl, around that curl, around that.
Question
Yes!
is the line. Can they
Yes,
get it
yes,
around?
yes,
Calling for the sweep. Oh, and they didn't quite get the right angle. It is going to be points for Pittsburgh. That is a hard shot to execute.
Can you see that?
We get down in. I'm looking at the timer. There is time to start the 8th end. That is also the last end of the match. Orlando might be looking at a 2 or 3 shot deficit here. Business coming down. Looks like he's following the same line as Johnson.
No, that's curling.
Yeah.
Question is, does he have enough weight?
All right.
The answer
Two
is
green.
no. It's going to be 2 points.
Left end.
And it's going to be a 6-4
come on.
lead heading into the final end.
Sorry.
The hammer will switch to Orlando. But needing 2 points, the task looms large at this point.
I waited until the last end to take you out.
Oh, like working. This looks too similar.
I need a snack. I need a vodka. I need a nap.
Last end. Here we go. Good luck.
All right, guys. Let's go.
Sagers, I think, voicing the beliefs of many
Take
here,
time.
especially needing a nap.
But
A lot of ice prep goes into these early morning matches.
what?
Some of us, especially our ice guru,
Ideally.
Dan Ostenheimer, were here rather early each of the past couple of days after some rather late nights.
I kind of like it. Heavy. I don't know. Yeah.
And the first offering from Cofield is
All right.
too
One more
heavy.
stone. Let's go.
So Tom Walsick is going to step into the hack. Orlando needs 2 to tie and force an extra throw. If they can get 3 points here and take the win, it would be a shocking upset, to say the least.
Yes!
All right. Focus.
Johnson calling for the sweep.
Come on. Get it here. Get it here.
He needs stones in the house.
Come on.
It's going to come up maybe half a foot short.
All right.
Certainly know after several days and 3 days and 4 or 5 matches, arms of all those sweepers are getting awfully tired. Gotta wonder where will be enough. To really undo a team like Orlando here. And a good shot from Cofield. He makes up for the miss on his first to put this one squarely in the 12. Pittsburgh sitting 1. With Tom Walsick's second to come. those tuning in for the first time and seeing Tom's delivery, it's a little unorthodox. He's had a nagging hip problem.
Nope, 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 nope.
Has
Come
made for some
bump that.
real interesting adventures on the ice.
Sit.
Come on.
Johnson not quite getting the rub that he wanted. It's going to sail through. Orlando starting to run out of stones.
Woo.
Sager's taking aim, although a slip coming out of the hack. Can't she recover and get the stake out? It looks online, and it is online. And both stones will sail out of play. We'll give a gentle bless you to Daniel Johnson, the Orlando skip. He has certainly earned those blessings here with his play at this tournament.
Don't tell me that before I make the second one. I said, don't tell me that before I throw the second one. You're a little bit
Nope.
crazy in my head.
Nope.
That's a good shot.
Never.
Could it be
No,
a
I
bit
said,
too
don't tell me
heavy?
that before I throw this.
Sit.
Might sit. Can Visnich get it out? I don't think he can. No, he cannot. It is biting the 4 foot, so Orlando sitting stone is going to be aimed for removal by Sagers, but another excellent shot from Ari Warsiger. And easy pickings for Sager. The Pittsburgh club starting to see the finish line. Johnson calling for a freeze on top. That's a tough ask with
Fair enough, I'm sorry.
both the weight and the line to
We won't talk about that.
essentially draw the button here for Ari Warsiger. But he's come up with some good ones all tournament long. Can this be his best?
Nope.
When the team needs it the most.
Nope. 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 Too heavy.
You're doing everything wrong.
Too heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be another miss. And I can tell you it is officially over in the Event C final. Game of throws. The Bill Morrison-led Orlando club has taken it over Handlebars Kalen from Jacksonville. Final score 11-1.
All on its own. More than that.
After the first end, it was all Orlando's Morrison club all the time.
Just want it out. It is on its own. Never mind.
And Visnich throws that through. So it's going to be up to Russ Shad. He has to get the freeze or the takeout. Try and keep Orlando's hopes alive.
Oh, nice.
Oh!
Oh.
He got a bit of a tap, but it's not the tap that he wanted. So Pittsburgh sitting 2 with 3 stones to play. And the house split making it difficult for Johnson to recover and get both in one shot.
Much better. On its own. On its own. Yeah, it's on its own. Thumbs up. Okay. Good shot.
That's another good shot for Alex Visnich. He hasn't had his best match today, but he has come up with the goods late when it has been needed. Certainly really putting what looks like another nail in the coffin for this Orlando squad.
Hold it. Hold it. Yes! Off, 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 off. Curl around it, curl around it, curl around it, curl around it, curl around it.
Again, not quite the bump that Johnson was looking for.
This one? Okay.
We're down to
which one? This one?
the skip stones with Pittsburgh sitting 3 with a 2-shot lead. Orlando with no stones in play. Certainly the finish line in the sights.
A little tight. Yeah. New plan, just in. He was narrow. Rings? Rings is good. Rings? 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 Weird. Yeah. You're a little inside.
So it's a 4th stone in the house for Pittsburgh.
Go.
With only 2 stones remaining, if Johnson doesn't score with both of these,
Oh my God.
cannot be won for Orlando.
That'll make the shot. Oh, yep. Yep, I'm
Johnson
good.
falls on his delivery. He
Yep.
seems to be all right. Final shot coming down. It has to score or it is all over. And it looks like it is going to coast through. It is going to be Pittsburgh who takes home the championship here at the 2nd annual Pirates of the Caribbean Bonspiel. Orlando's
Son of
Daniel
a-
Johnson's squad put up one heck of a fight. But in the end, the quality of the favorites ends up being the difference. From all of us here at the Daytona Beach Ice Arena, we would like to thank all of our viewers. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. We'd like to thank our technical crew. We'd like to thank all of our teams for giving us such a wonderful outing and some incredible curling. Hopefully we'll be back next year with a whole new tournament. Until then, for my colleagues Jim and Tom Windsor, running the cameras and the technical crew. I am Brian Bird signing off.
Put him in the scuppers with the hose pipe on him, bird eye in the morning.